It is Monday, August 3. Welcome to CGN News. Less than 3 hours after the Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM, declared him the winner of the disputed March 2 regional and general elections, Dr. Irfan Ali was on Sunday sworn in as the 9th president of Guyana. The CMC reports that Ali, 40, took the oath of office at the Arthur Chung Conference Center before acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Justice Yonette Cummings Edwards. GCOM also declared that the People's Progressive Party, Civic PPP or C, had won the most seats, 32, in the 65-member parliament, with the outgoing coalition receiving 31 seats and the other political parties 1 seat each. Ali promised Guyana that his administration would not disappoint and pledged that the PPP would serve all the people of Guyana. November 11, 2020 is the date earmarked for the sentencing of Donville Innis, former Barbados government minister. This follows an unsuccessful appeal against his conviction on a charge of conspiracy to commit money laundering and 2 counts of substantive money laundering. The former minister, who was in charge of international business, commerce and small business in the last Democratic Labour Party government, was found guilty on January 16 this year in a New York court. Innis had challenged the sufficiency of the evidence on all 3 counts of conviction. Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, says his government does not believe that there should be any law which could be interpreted to deny access to education to a citizen on the basis of their hairstyle. He made the statement following social media outrage over a Supreme Court ruling that a government-run primary school was right to deny access to education to a child due to her dreadlocks. He says that it is time to amend the Education Act to reflect a modern position that protects children from being barred from any educational institution on the basis of wearing locks as an ordinary hairstyle. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, says the Jamaican government is working on a dress code policy for work and school that will reflect the principles and values of independent Jamaica. Minister Grange said she was extremely concerned about the reports on the court's decision and has asked a team involving the legal officer in her ministry to review the ruling and advise on the next steps. Overseas now, a plane headed for Australia transporting $57 million worth of cocaine crashed as it tried to take off from Papua New Guinea on Wednesday, July 26. 5 men who are believed to have links to the Italian mafia have since been arrested. The men all face a possible maximum sentence of life in prison if convicted. Australian Federal Police Deputy Commissioner Ian McCartney, commenting on the incident, said with the current interstate travel restrictions in place due to COVID-19, the attempt to import illicit drugs into Australia shows how opportunistic and greedy organized crime can be. 2 NASA astronauts returned to Earth on Sunday in a dramatic retro-style splashdown, their capsule parachuting into the Gulf of Mexico to close out an unprecedented test flight by Elon Musk's SpaceX company. The Associated Press reports that it was the first splashdown by U.S. astronauts in 45 years. The return clears the way for another SpaceX crew launch as early as next month and possible tourist flights next year. Test pilots Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken rode the SpaceX Dragon capsule back to Earth less than a day after departing the International Space Station and 2 months after blasting off from Florida. The capsule parachuted into the calm Gulf waters of the coast of Pensacola. Quote, "Welcome back to planet Earth and thanks for flying SpaceX," end quote, the company's mission control said. A video containing information on the coronavirus clocked up millions of views before it was pulled from Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. A group of medics known as America's Frontline Doctors held a press conference outside the U.S. Supreme Court in Washington on Thursday. The doctors stated that the anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine is a cure for COVID and you don't need a mask to slow the spread of coronavirus. U.S. President Donald Trump shared several versions of the video with his 84 million Twitter followers before they were taken down. The social media giants, according to CNBC, said the video violated their COVID-19 misinformation policy. A 15-year-old girl who was ordered to be held in custody in the United States for violating her probation for not completing her schoolwork during the COVID-19 pandemic has been ordered released. The emergency motion for immediate release was granted by the Michigan Court of Appeals with the condition that the girl adheres to the terms of her probation previously issued in April. A judge sent the teen to the Oakland County Children's Village back in May after she violated her probation on assault and theft charges by not doing her schoolwork. Grace's case led to public protests and allegations of racism in the decision. The family's attorney said Grace's case is just one example of a flawed juvenile system. Microsoft confirmed Sunday it is in talks with Chinese company ByteDance to acquire the U.S. arm of its popular video app TikTok. The company says it has discussed with U.S. President Donald Trump his concerns about security and censorship surrounding such an acquisition. In a statement, Microsoft said Microsoft and ByteDance provided notice of their intent to explore a deal resulting in Microsoft owning and operating the TikTok service in the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. The company said it expects those talks to conclude by September 15. Trump said on Friday that he would soon ban TikTok in the United States. Over 160,000 meals have been provided to homeless people across Jamaica through the Poor Relief Department since March 29. Corporate Secretary at the Board of Supervision, Trika Lewis, said that as part of the response to COVID-19, the existing feeding program was intensified, with most parishes providing 2 meals per day for 6 days per week and a care package. Lewis was speaking at a digital town hall meeting hosted by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development on July 30. The feeding initiative forms part of the Board of Supervision's programs which seek to ensure the care, protection, rehabilitation, and relief of the most vulnerable within the population. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.